Call Don now, 682-1270. News Talk 1270 KIML.
News Talk 1270 KIML. Don Carpenter Show. Welcome back. It's 7:08, and something a little bit different this morning. We're not used to having canine friends in studio. This is really cool. I think he's just getting used to the surroundings. But we have Catherine Mahoney and Michael Service from the Gillette Dog Owners Group, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Oh So Fun Dog Park. This is something that ever since I've been here, and I've been here almost 3 years, I mean, this is definitely something that's been in the works for quite a while. First off, congratulations to you guys. I mean, this is a huge achievement for the dog owning community around here, and for G-Dog as well. You guys have put in so much work. So tell us a little bit about your ceremony coming up on Saturday.
Okay, it's going to be this Saturday at 2:30 p.m. I'll be giving a speech before anyone enters the park on how the park came to be. Then we'll be doing a cutting of the leash, and a G-Dog board member will greet each person through the gate with a copy of the rules of the park and a waste bag to clean up after their dogs.
Yeah. Now the park is located on the north side of town, right along Gurley there.
It's actually on East Warlow and Hannah.
Warlow,
and it's
that's
right between the tennis court parking lots at Bicentennial Park and McManaman Walking Trail. So that little land right there.
I always get Warlow and Gurley mixed up. I live on Gurley Avenue. You think I would know? But it is right. It's right along Warlow there. It's easy to see. You guys, exactly how much space did you end up getting?
We have 2 acres. It's going to be 1.3 for the large dogs to run, and then 0.7 for the small dogs to run. Yeah, that's a good amount of space. You have the fences up. You have I think, is it split into 2 sections then? Yep, it sure is. Yeah. And we have a weigh station in each side of the park and several trash cans in each side with signs posted to pick up after your dog. And we've got benches coming into the park on concrete slabs that Crow Ready Mix donated for us. Oh, wow. So you guys, I mean, there are a couple little finishing touches that need to be put in place, and it'll be all ready to go. It's so nice. I mean, it's something the community has been needing for quite a while. First off, how did you come up with the name for the park? Well, that's simple, Don. I named the park the Oh So Fun Dog Park in loving memory of my dog named Oso, who was hit and killed while playing off leash at a park one day. And the reason why I threw the word fun in there was because all Oso ever wanted to do was have oh so much fun. And I thought it would be a catchy name for the dog park. Yeah, well, absolutely. And it's really that's really cool that you're able to use that as a memorial. So let's talk about some of the things that you had to go through to get this done. I mean, this has been a long process, hasn't it? Yes, it has. For the last 4 years, I've been going through the motions, working very hard to get where we're at today. And this week, because of all that work, a waterfall of emotions have poured through me. I actually found myself quite surprised when I felt a great deal of sadness with the dog park dream finally coming to its fruition. Because after 4 years of persistent and hard work, my dog Osa won't be here to enjoy the new park, and it breaks my heart. I know, however, that the Oh So Fun Dog Park built in his name will be a safe and fun place for dog owners to bring their dogs and hopefully prevent this same tragedy from happening to other dog lovers. Well, and we see it every once in a while. I mean, we see dogs that get out of the yard or get out of the fence or something like that. So this is a good central location. The dogs can come out and have fun with other dogs, obviously. Then the owners, I mean, they can come out and watch, watch their dogs socializing with the other dogs. It really is such a cool thing. Yeah, the other day when we were out at the park doing some work, I got to let my dogs run in there while we were working on it, and it made me really happy to see my little dog Yashiki, another Shiba Inu, just like my first dog, be able to run off leash safely with his brother Baxter. It put a smile on my face. And you brought him with you this morning. Why don't we introduce him? I don't see
I don't see Yashiki here.
He's busy chewing on his arm right now.
Oh, okay, okay. and he's kind of a little dog, so I can't really see him over the console.
Right. Well, that one's a Yashiki. He's a Shiba Inu, just like my first breed that I am building this park in the name of. And Baxter Goodhunt is Mahoney's, my Border Collie lab mix.
Well, and Shibas are they're a little bit rambunctious, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah. That's what I've heard. I have a friend back east that has one, and he's always getting all kinds of misadventures. So
Right.
I mean, it's really, I mean, it's just a very gratifying thing, I imagine.
It is.
4 years you've been working on this. You get to see the leash cutting this Saturday. Again, it's going to be at 2:30, and it's over at the Oso Fun Dog Park off Warlow. I got it this time, right before the tennis courts. You can't miss it. So Michael, why don't we talk a little bit about your involvement in this? Of course, you're a planner, so you obviously had a big role in kind of getting things together. First off, I understand there's an interesting story about the location.
Oh, there is, and thanks. I'm happy to be here. Several years ago, after I first moved here, back in 2002, I would take my two Basset hounds, Sam and Sissy, on leash, and I was trying to find a place to walk the dogs, and I went to several locations. And I ended up at this exact same spot, and I kind of fell in love with it because it's so open, it drains well, there was a lot of room for dogs. And it just so happened later that Catherine brought her dog Oso, and he tragically passed away, and it ended up being the site for this dog park. And how we got to this with working with our partner, the city, was that the city offered us 9 different sites. Some of those sites were an area that were kind of north of the South Campus, over an Iron Horse subdivision, and several others. And as a group, the board of directors, we developed a set of criteria because we wanted to be as objective as possible with the site selection. And so we looked at, is it easy to find in the community? Is it easy to get into from the road? Is there potential for parking in the future? Are there any problems with drainage? And another important criteria, of course, was being able to respect and have some distance between the dog park and any kind of residential area. So we went through that process, and we worked with Mr. Napier, the city administrator, and Mr. Wild, the public works director. And as we went through that, we were able to cull the list, if you will, and we came up with the present site that we have on the corner of Hannum Road and in Warlow Drive. And it was a real joy to work with the city to be able to get to that point where we had a site, and we were able to then continue to work with the city and a fence company to arrive at where we're at today.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, the city had a big role in it as well. But
yes.
I mean, there are some other entities that helped out as well. If you want to, I mean, you can by all means mention anybody you want to mention.
I think it's really important and essential to bring up the city, because this is a public park. It is on public land. The Gillette Dog Owners Group partnered with the city from the standpoint that the Gillette Dog Owners Group was able to come to the city of Gillette with $22,000 in donations. The city said, we will set aside this portion, 2 acres only, for a dog park, and then the city kicked in $14,500. So, and Western Services built the fence, some 1,920 feet, lineal feet, for that price. And we have had great support from this community. People coming and putting money in changed yards, people coming to our yard sales, people liking us on Facebook, and a number of folks. For example, Western Services, they are the people that put in the the fencing that's out there now. It's a 6-foot gray-coated fence. Kroll Ready Mix provided all of the cement and all the labor that went with it. Powder River Construction has donated labor and helped getting the concrete pads that are built in the park, because we're having pads for benches, and the benches, of course, are being built by Latke Construction. They are building 4 of them. Another company which has helped us is Baker Concrete Company, and they provided equipment and labor for the concrete, which we appreciate. Home Depot has provided us materials, for example, like the trash cans. We're going to have some shade awnings out there that we can tie off different corners of the fence for summertime, take them down in winter. And they have given us materials for the fence and labor. Also, Sign Boss. Sign Boss has provided all the signs that are out at the park, and those signs look exceptional. Sign Boss did a great job, and they also put all the labor in terms of putting them together. Petco has provided a pet waste station that we have installed at the dog park, and HDR Incorporated, one of the engineering firms in town, provided assistance to obtain the fence permit. But really, I think last and really foremost is a huge thank you and a wonderful appreciation to all the volunteers of the Gillette Dog Owners Group.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you guys have been working on this for so long. It really, I can't say how cool it is now. And we want to make sure we mention, I mean, this is a public park, so anyone can bring their dogs out and you can let them run. It's a safe place to take them off the leash, unless they can jump over a huge fence like that. So, but it's a safe place for the dogs to be, and just make sure you pick up after them and follow the rest of the rules, and everybody will be able to have fun.
That's right. Yeah. It's really important that we really want the public to use this park. It was really interesting yesterday when we were out there working. There were probably, I don't know, maybe 10 people that showed up during the course of the day who wanted to come in and bring their dog. And of course, we had to explain to them that we're still fixing it up and getting things ready to go. But it kind of reminded me, and I don't know why I thought of this, but it kind of reminded me of people coming early to a yard sale on Saturday morning. And it's a great sign. I'm looking for a very good turnout on Saturday. I believe that this park is going to take off, and it's very important. And I appreciate you bringing it up, that when people do bring out their dogs, that they always clean up after their dogs. Oh, yeah. That's essential in order to keep the dog park clean and sanitary.
Yeah, well, and of course, I mean, it's such a I mean, it's well manicured. It's a great place. I mean, I've seen dog parks in other cities, and sometimes it's just just dirt and just a fenced off dirt place, which I guess is better than nothing, but. We've gotten ourselves a really nice facility here, and I'm sure for years to come, people are just going to be bringing generations and generations of dogs to the park. It really.
So.
Oh,
I'm sure they will.
This is a dog city. I mean, that's the one thing I've noticed. And people take their dogs everywhere. So I imagine you're going to be pleasantly surprised on Saturday. When you have the leash cutting ceremony.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll have a great turnout. One more thing I was going to mention about the irony on the location is when we went out to look at all the locations, that was one area I didn't even want to go over to because it made me so sad, because that's where my dog was killed. And we still went out there anyway, and after doing the vote and it met all the requirements we were looking for, I said, you know what, maybe it's meant to be, right here in his memory. His memorial, it would be a perfect place for his memorial because that's where it happened. And actually, now seeing it all put together, I couldn't imagine a more beautiful place for it. It looks great after all the work the contractors did.
Well, and if you really think about it, I mean, you might not have gotten involved, if that hadn't have happened. So, I mean, if things happen for a reason sometimes, I think, and it really is. It's a very touching story.
You had mentioned about the generations of dogs coming.
Yeah.
And we see this as the first phase for the dog park. We see some future phases coming.
That's right. And I was going to talk about some of those things.
Yeah. I mean, you've been working on this for so long. So I imagine now it's moving on to the next step.
That's right. G-Dog's going to continue to raise funds over the next several years to improve the park with water, landscaping, and agility equipment for the dogs. The city of Gillette won't have a water main in the area until 2017, so that's when we hopefully have raised enough funds to get some water features in the park. Also, eventually I'd like to get a statue made of my dog Oso with a plaque on a pillar right behind him telling the story of Oso's life and how the park came to be. So I was going to see if anyone out there has any insight on where I could get this done or would like to donate to this cause. Please see our website at www.gillettedogpark.com to get in contact with me. I don't feel like the park will be complete without this part in it.
Well, and for everything you've done, I mean, I think I remember. I think it might have been the first or second week that I was here, so that was almost 3 years ago. And you came in and you had this idea. You didn't really know where it was going to be. You just knew that you wanted a place for dogs to run and play safely, and this is the fruition of all that. It really is a cool thing. Again, GilletteDogPark.com is the website?
Yes, www.gillettedogpark.com.
Okay, well, go to the website and check out everything. And if you're a dog owner, go on Saturday, 2:30 p.m. the Oh So Fun Dog Park for the leash cutting ceremony. And thank Catherine, thank Michael, thank all the members of G-Dog for everything they've done. Really cool.
Thank you so much for having us, Don.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. News Talk 1270 KIML.
Don Carpenter
is cooking.
On News Talk 1270 KIML. 70 KIML. 70